Alright. Welcome. Alright. So this is Generalissimo Wellington here with my first battle replay. So this is called the Land Battle of Trafalgar. And as you can see here, I'm playing as the British. So this is taking place, that is the town of Trafalgar right there. Go ahead and unpause it. So let's see. So what do we have here? We got some artillery, some horse artillery, very good. Got my cav out on the flanks. Got some dragoon guards. Got some light dragoons. And you see I got my men formed up in column inside the town to kind of shelter from the inevitable Spanish fusillade here. Got my lights creeping up. Got my other flank cavalry here. So around now, I think, is the time I realized that I'm not defending, I'm actually attacking. So now I think is where I start to move my troops. And we start with my cannons, moving them into an advantageous position on this little ridge here. And you're going to see this is a really good position. Look at that field of fire. Might not look like much, but they're going to arc right over that hill. And that Spanish artillery is going to be toast. You can see I got my 9-pounder in the city firing away already. I want to keep that as sheltered as possible because they love their cavalry charges. So you see I got my lights creeping up. You see I'm starting to move up my main lines, my main offensive body at this time. So I'm going to try to create a line of battle along this ridge line you see. So you'll see. I'm going to move my cav up to protect. Alright, we'll fast forward a little bit through this. This is just crap. Watch my lights move up. So this, you see, is the little hill that I was talking about. This is a really good position. This is what I'm going to try to get. Got the Spanish cannons popping away at me already. A lot of reorganization over here. Alright. And I think, yep, now I'm going to move my cannons up. Moving these guys out to flank. I have some British-Dutch line infantry and some Coldstream grenadiers. So they're going to be excellent as a flanking force. Got my general hanging back in the town. I think it's Wellington. Well, can't tell now. May not be Wellington. I don't know. I think he dies, but we'll see. So you see I have my dragoon guards covered here. I have these guys covered in this little knell here because I don't want them to be too messed up by the cannons. Got my lights hanging out in this brush. Got my KGL lights moving up. Now I'm going to start forming line, as you can see. And we'll go ahead and resume that to normal speed. These are, I have foot guards and a regiment of foot, so I'm going to keep them back as reservists. But let's see what's happening here. So I believe, yeah, at this time the Spanish start to get a little restless with their cav, so I'm going to scoop my, not light dragoons, but my hussars up. I'm going to scoop my dragoon guards up as well. And I think also, yep, did this a little bit ago, decided it was time to move the 9-pounder up, as well as my general. So we have completely left the town of Trafalgar. We're going to go ahead and kick the Spanish right on out. And they're trotting back their cavalry. See, they got all these spikes. Very well placed spikes. I would have been more aggressive with my cavalry, but for that. Spanish guns are still pounding away. Alright, now that you see we've formed line, we're going to go ahead and see, I've scooted my dragoons up here as well. Go ahead and fast forward into the next big event. Actually, you know what, we'll go ahead and forward until combat. So you see I'm moving my lights into range to try to get a little shot, moving my artillery up in line. And watch this. As soon as this this dismounts, you're going to see all of those green bars go down to orange real fast. Yep. Immediately, like within one cannonade, a regiment route. So this is an excellent artillery advantage. I'm going to use the cover that my artillery provides to move my infantry on up. See, I got my lights holding the flank here. And I'm going to decide to put my 9-pounder up here. But, you know, being a foot artillery, it's going to take a bit to get there. Alright, and I believe soon the lights are going to make contact. These are my cold streams. So they're hanging out over here. I have my British-Dutch line ready to come in. I don't know if I forgot about them or whatever. Oh, it just started moving them. Okay. And now we see, I think, yep, my lights are going to pick up the edge of this regiment here. Or something. The lights are going to, at any rate, start picking away at the enemy. These Dragoon Guards don't really see much action, I don't think. It's unfortunate. Look at how stalwart and ready for combat these guys are. No matter, they'll see their day of glory. So you see I got my lights a little bit exposed. But at this point it is more the line infantry's game, less the lights. I'm going to have the lights help out as they can. See, the crucial mistake is a little bit of strategy for those of you who don't know too much about Total War. You really want to try to do what I'm doing. You want to make a long line that you kind of draw up around eventually. You'll get your cavalry out here first, which will enable you to bring line or light out. And once you've got that noose drawn, it's very difficult for enemy troops to actually do anything meaningful. See, the Spanish cannons are getting absolutely demolished by my batteries. And I know Napoleonic doctrine talks about not doing counter battery fire, but my artillery decided to do that all on its own. I'm not really managing the micro of my artillery. That's too much for me. Let the artillery commanders do that. So you see they're trotting out these guerrillas, thinking that they're gonna do something. These guys are a little nasty though. These guys can disappear if you leave them alone for long enough, and they can just pop up like over here or something. And so you gotta keep an eye when you're fighting the Spanish. We have some action Dutch line and my grenadiers. Some Iberian infantry regiment, which I must say, holy cow, real poor positioning. Very nice. Reminds me almost of Bavarian anthems. So my British Dutch are having a hard time here because there's a lot going on here. So I'm gonna try and bring in my fences, bring up the line a little bit, and trot back my lights because it's no longer safe for them. These guys, I don't know what I was thinking. I think these guys get destroyed. These British Dutch flankers. I don't know. Maybe my Brunswickers save them. Maybe my Cav saves them. I don't know. But as you can see, the Spanish defense, or if you can even call it that, is quickly falling apart. These guys have moved squares in response to the immediate presence of my enforcement, which is very bad for them, at least in terms of taking musket fire. Look at that! I didn't even notice the Coldstream Grenadiers had a little Iberian horse in there. cat. Check that out. So at this point, I think this is where it evolves into an all-out melee. A la Napoleon Total War. This always happens to me.
Our men are running.
Massive melee. So much flankers and kills. I think I'm managing the micro on this side at this time, so I don't form these guys into square. I'm unable to form these guys into square either. But we got some big action here. I turned off fire at will from my lights because I don't want my infantry getting friendly fired. And you see my hussars countercharge these husares. And now they're going to keep going. They're going to try and take out the Corso Terrestre guerrillas. But we also have a regiment of foot. They're retreating already. So we'll see. It's getting pretty dicey in here. I'm charging my foot on the flank, which is good. But we still have these Spanish horses, these heavy horses running amok right near my artillery, which is not good. I have my Brunswickers on artillery defense, but this flank looks like it's kind of collapsing. This flank, meanwhile, is very strong. You're gonna see, I'm gonna push these guys up a little bit. I think I'm gonna push my horses up as well. So let's check back in here. I still have my general hanging back here. I really should have brought him in. But I believe soon enough I'll remedy this with some horses. This regiment of foot there. This is a very strong flank. Look at this. Defensives. Even these militia, these poor quality levy of troops, they are able to defend that flank. We have my Brunswickers in square. I think I forget about my Brunswickers. And they don't really see any more action. But at least this square is able to protect that artillery and enable my foot guards reserve to move up. We're going to have the foot guards unleash some fusillades in a moment. My boys are still holding strong over here. A regiment of Coldstream Grenadiers holding it for the king.
Our men are running for.
Whoops, we got another rout. We got my foot guards routing. We also got a lot of Spanish routing going on. Now this was a problem. I did not, in the beginning, look at these. I didn't see all of these caltrops. So I think I pretty much ruined this poor regiment of 15th Hussars. And I was just trying to get them around for a flank. But you can see now it's pretty much over for the Spanish. They don't have a concrete line of defense at all. I'm going to start moving up my infantry in a moment. See, I'm starting to make this formation, this zigzag.
Glorious victory, sir! It's soon to be yours.
Brought in my lights to add some additional fire here. My foot guards, I forgot about these. These guys take some friendly fire just because of the way they're positioned. But you see, I'll start closing in the noose here. Throw my light dragoons right in there because of Iberian. They won't last. And I have my dragoon guards ready to pick up any slack. And I send in this Hussar regiment to take out the general, but it was, it was a fool's errand. I think they come back, but I don't know if they're able to get the general. We have just one very poor quality regiment of line, as well as the general. idiot. Alright, so I'm gonna bring in the light dragoons. Of course, I still forgot about that. There's a lot of dead cavalry in here, unfortunately. Stakes are very effective. But I believe these guys do get in there and take out the general. So say adios to this guy. Say adios, mi amigo. And that's about it. The general is about to get killed. You'll see that pop up. There you go. And that's the battle. So this is the final stats. I'll leave it on that for a moment. Look at that. And that, I think, was a pretty well put together English attack. The terrain certainly helped. But do let me know down below what you guys think. If you have any questions, /tips, /tricks, pointers, whatever. If you just want to talk about Napoleonic uniforms in the comments, go for it. It's the culture I'm trying to foster. Alright, gentlemen, this has been the Generalissimo, and I'm signing off. Goodbye.